moving on to the LAN tab, again, we have the similar structure of the locales throughout the system. And here in the EU Leap pool, again, I've got MAC address pools created for ESX machines, Linux machines, and Windows machines. I can also go and configure my uplink ports to up northbound Ethernet switches or southbound down to the UCS Manager. We've also got the ability to create network interface card templates. And again, in a very similar way, we can select which fabric. We can choose automatic failover. We've got the ability to select which VLANs will be allowed on that system, on that interface card. Add the default as the native VLAN. We can also then assign MAC address pools and the various QoS policies and network control policies. Again, we've got the pinning group as well, so we can force traffic up a particular way. And then in the Servers tab, this is where we would tie everything together. So I can choose to create a service profile. And choosing my, choose the expert mode. I can then choose to create my host bus adapters from the various templates I've already created. So here's a Leapcast template that we already created. We'll say that's for VMware. So now the VNIC, the VHBA template I already created, we can go through now and pull those into the service profile along with the network, choosing the placement, server boot order policies. So we can choose if we want to boot from virtual media, local disks, boot from SAN policies. We can create all these in here. Various maintenance policies with firmware loads, should we want to assign them. We can then select a server that we would want to provision that service profile to. We've also got the ability to choose from service profile pools, so we can create various criteria on memory and CPU type. Those servers will then be sorted and populate the pools based on maximum amount of memory or minimum CPU speed. We can then, as we create a service profile and we want to assign that to a physical piece of hardware, we can select the appropriate pool, and the UCS Manager will just go away and find an available server to associate that to. I'm going to discard that. We can also create service profile templates. So we have a template here, and if this is a server that we commonly deploy, for example, it might be an ESX, we can then choose to create service profiles from it, and literally select how many we want, and we'll choose 12 here, and we'll just press OK, and UCS Manager will then go away and create service profiles. There we go. We just created 12 service profiles based on this service profile template. Take a quick look over at the equipment tab now. We can see we've got firmware management, so we can view all the way down the chassis, into the servers, into the fabric interconnect, and you'll see here we're running version 1.4, which is the latest release from Cisco. See the blades that we've got there, I/O modules. We can go further in to look at all the various fan modules and states, I/O modules and states, and state of all the connections, power supplies, and then individual servers with their network cards, host bus adapters, and the NICs. Down here, as we're on version 1.4, one of the new features there is the ability to support the Cisco UCS C-Series servers. For that, we need to add a Nexus 2248 fabric extender, which we've got in the pipeline for the Leap Center, and then we'll have the ability to not only manage the B-Series blades, but the C-Series rack mount servers from this from this single management platform. So that's about 20 minutes covered. As I said, it is an overview. We do have more Leapcast plans. I'm planning to try and do one a week at around about this time, 10 o'clock GMT. Next week we're going to be having a look at the LAN tab and going into a little bit more detail here, how we configure QoS policies and the virtual network interface cards for different operating systems. The week after that, as I mentioned, we're going to be looking into the VM tab and Nexus 1000V and the Cisco virtual interface card and how we integrate that, and further Leapcasts that we've got coming up are going to be covering off the SAN. You've got my contact details. I'll make sure that that's available to you, my email address. And if you've got any requests or any questions, then please do feel free to contact me. I'm just going to stop the sharing now, and we've got a few more minutes to go. So if there are any questions, please pop them into the chat or the Q&A panel, and I can pick them up and answer them. If there's anything you want to have a look at in a little bit more detail over the next sort of 10 minutes that we've got left, again, please put that in there. One question just came in. I missed the start. Will you be posting the recording? Yes, I will. So everybody that's registered and attended, the recording will be available for viewing later.